Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, dive into some TA. Alright, guys, pretty exciting times. I did not want to make a video last night because I did not know how this market was going to react. I figured we'd get the next day move, which is why we are now here this morning. We have gotten the next day move, and I do think it is very safe to call it from this point on. We were kind of already calling for it, all right, with how we're doing over here. But with this move, guys, we're taking out 485.54. We're coming up to 490.73, and QQ is going to be on the way to all-time highs. 503.52. SPY is already at all-time highs. QQQ is the laggard. Big tech, guys, has a lot of room to run. All right, the market has very clearly reacted positively. You got the fake out yesterday. You got a lot of people involved in the short side. And then boom, today, any possible person or machine, algorithm, who took that short position yesterday, any bearish bets, completely underwater today on pretty much any ticker you took it across the board, especially on the indices. All indices. We got QQ, we got SPY, gapped up above that high. IWM gapped up to that high. DIA gapped up above that high. All right. It is okay that we pulled back. It is okay. You want to know why it was okay? Because you had a 15-minute bearish divergence going on here. And guys, I'm just going to say this thing just burned through its divergence. This thing's going much higher. We're going to 20,162.50. Holy Jesus, I just missed this move. Oh my gosh. That's okay, guys. I had my biggest morning this morning that I've had so far trading futures. Just off of 3 trades, just up $2,000. Only 3 trades. That's kind of crazy to me. We got 2 NQ, we got 2 RTY, and I'm just gonna say, guys, all right, I'm kind of salty. I missed that. I literally decided to walk away here. All right. Oh, my sweet baby Jesus. We do have VIX doing that. All right. So do not be surprised if we start seeing a pullback around here. But yeah, all right. NQ, if it pulls back to 2-minute 90 EMA, that is going to be a long entry. I got another order sitting there in case we get it right there. We did not, by the way. Okay, I canceled the order so I could record this video. But yeah, I was going to go take my dogs on a walk. So I think that's still what I'm going to be doing right after this video. I'm going to take it easy right here. I don't know if the market's going to continue much higher, guys. I think it's a great idea. If you're up right now, you know, it's not the worst idea to walk away and maybe come back and see if we get a market dip intraday and then that dip gets bought in. But as of right now, this thing's probably going to keep going. We're already up 2.7% on the day. I don't see why it's going to, you know, push these crazy numbers 3 to 4% up. I know we had a big catalyst, but I mean, you really do not get these kinds of moves very often. And most of the time when we get these large moves, all right, it ends up stalling out around like that 3% mark. Right here is 2.8%. Right here is 2.6%. All right. So, you know, yes, we can keep going, but at the end of the day, all right, 2.9%, guys, like you start pushing 3% on the day. Do not expect more upside. Just don't do it. There's no point to do it. There is always tomorrow, and this thing probably continues higher tomorrow. But for today, the thing is already up 3%. So keep that in mind. All right? Keep that in mind. Now, with that being said, you already took out this high, guys. We're coming up here. All right? We're coming up here. We're just going to put on the golden pocket here. All right? You're pushing like this right into the 0.786 It's not like this where you're teetering around and you had this downtrend you're watching over here. All right. Right now, this thing wants to break it. All right. So above 20,210, we're going to say this thing is heading up here to all-time highs. And that is a move that you guys can be excited for over here. All right. Now we're going to come back over here to QQ and we're going to go over some levels. All right. Support is going to be 482.73, 480.38, 477.93. We're going to stop it there because I don't think we're going to be revisiting down here. We're going to take off these levels to declutter a chart. We were prepared in the morning brief to see if we were going to come down here, but at the, you know, at this point in time, 10:30 a.m., an hour into open, yeah, this thing's probably not coming down here, guys. It's probably going to consolidate. You either close out like this or you close out with the doji candlestick, and then yeah, we're probably taking out this 485.54 high tomorrow. All right. And for the haters who are like, oh, he just doesn't want to post because it didn't go his way, guys, it went my exact way. All right. I'm going to be completely honest. We got iPhone launch going on. I've been busy. And, you know, I got my own training. I got the Discord to run. I got these YouTube videos. It's all free content. I got the Twitter to run. It's all free and it's all time consuming and it's all energy consuming. So, like, don't be a hater. All right. And if you want to be a hater, that's fine, because haters come with the territory. They let me know I'm doing a good job. All right. So feel free, but you're doing yourself a disservice by being a hater. All right. Above 485.54. We're coming up to 490.73. What is the next spot? We're going to be targeting this gap right here at 493.15. Above that gap, guys, we have this spot right up here, the high of that candlestick, which is going to be 498.44. And then we have the big 503.52 number right there. All right. So we're going to move over here to SPY. And I'm just going to point out, all right, before we move on, no bearish divergence. All right. So even though Mr. VIX over here does have a 15-minute bullish divergence, I have to assume this is probably going to get burned, because we don't have that look on NQ. We don't have that look on QQQ. Don't have that look on SPY. Do not have that look on IWM. Everything is looking like, we can come back. Like IWM is probably going to take out that high. DIA, how are we looking over here? You don't have any bearish divergence going on over there, right? Like you do, but it doesn't look like it's going to stop. All right. But the big ones that I pay attention to are going to be QQ, SPY, and then NQ. And we just don't have them, guys. So expect this bad boy to keep running. I know we are up 2.89% now on the day. But this thing, all right, this thing is very likely not going to be really pulling back. Any intraday dip is a buying opportunity. And yeah, just keep that one in mind. All right. So, call me a perma bull all you want. I'm going to have this perma bull bias in the back of my mind, because at the end of the day, what I'm seeing on the chart suggests, yes, we're probably going up here. All right. Now moving on over here to SPY, big boy candlestick, big boy gap up, big boy move. All right. You had the cup and handle. I was clowned online for posting the cup and handle. Guys, you're a hater. All right. I got nothing else to say to you. All right. If you don't want to follow along and actually listen to what I say, you don't have to. But don't come and listen to part of it and then not the rest of it. At the end of the day, we knew we needed to wait and see how the market was going to react to FOMC. We definitely had this setup to freaking explode. All right. And now on the weekly time frame, it's looking like this. What do you want me to say about it? All right. Bears got their face ripped off. Get out of here. Market crash who? Market crash who? Cup and handle boo. All right. Guys, we're watching the 575 psych level, and then after that, 580. Why are we targeting 580? Why? All right. Well, even just here to here, this is the handle of that pattern, is about 18, 19 bucks. All right. So let's take that. 18 bucks it brings us above 580. All right. So my target for this Ripper Rooney right here is 580. All right. That is what I'm looking at. The end of the day, I put this $600 target on the board over there on my Twitter account the other day. All right, guys, if you're not already following me over here on Twitter, I do post a good amount of charts over here. I will be posting charts every single day, and these are not just random charts. They are charts with setups, and then the indices like we all love. And then if I do not post a video, chances are I'm going to be over here with this guy, which I'm actually going to say, shame on me for deciding to do this. This thing took 3 hours to put together. Holy sweet baby Jesus, all right? But what did it do? It pumped the Twitter, right? So I realized the other day, if I want to pump the Twitter, if I want to see growth on the Twitter like I do consistent growth on the YouTube, I literally just need to post what I do on the YouTube channel each day. If I post those charts over here, yeah, chances are I'll get 30 to 50 people, new people over here on the Twitter every single day. Now, the thing is, are they bots? I have no idea. All right. But as of right now, guys, this thing's looking extremely sexy. If you pull back into this neckline, all right, your cup and handle neckline, all right, expect buyers. There's no reason to be bearish. We told you, you're above the daily 9. If you pull back into the daily 9, it was going to probably at least get a bounce off it. At least a dead cat bounce, just like over here. All right? Over here, I understand. You just kind of went there, and then you tested over there. But, this thing looks extremely bullish. That's all I want to say. I don't want to talk in circles here, right? So let's go over the downside levels we're watching. 468.69 is your first support. Second support is 566.57. Under 566.57, we have 565.16. Now, if you pull back to this 560.81 to 565.16 demand zone, this was your neckline / demand zone right here. Expect buyers. But again, I'll flash that weekly chart again. With this going up here, someone really had the nerves on Twitter to call this a what do you call it? Bearish. It was a 3 candlestick setup, and he pointed to this candlestick, and it was a Morningstar setup. Guys, go look on Google what a Morningstar setup is. It's not this. People really think they know things, and then I tell them like the real things, and then they just crap on me some more. So these haters, guys, they're really just stupid. They're really just not the brightest people. That's okay. All right, we're bullish on SPY, bullish on QQQ. Moving on over here to IWM. What we got, guys? All right, what we got? You know, I'll actually just fast forward to RTY. It gave us the perfect setup, right? So this is one of my trades I took this morning. All right, I did end up getting out. I did not catch this, you know, right over here, but I did catch this guy. I started going along somewhere over here. All right, and you know, it was a little too early, but I saw what I was seeing. 15-minute RSI was getting oversold. We were coming right into the golden pocket as well as this major level right here. All right, boom. All right, I was looking for reversion to the mean. Target was going to be the 15-minute 90 MA. I sold early and ended up coming over to NQ. Why? Because NQ is what that is what I'm used to. All right, and I know my stuff works over here in NQ, guys. You got one entry right over here, right when you flipped it, you got the pullback, all right, after a key level right there. Then you start breaking up here. And then, you know, if you're opening book maps, you just see there's a crap ton of liquidity just sitting up here. So, you know, you're consolidating here. Once you saw that, you're like, oh, this thing's about to go to boom, boom city, all right? So what did we do? All right, we caught that bad boy. I did not catch this bad boy. But, you know, picture perfect break and retest off here. It doesn't really get better than that, guys. It doesn't need to be all complicated stuff. All right, use your moving average, use your market structure, use your trend analysis. And, you know, gold to pocket, you're probably going to have a good time. Use your RSI, probably going to have a good time. All right? Probably. You notice how, oh, you got up here, you got up here. Oh, it's starting to sell, all right? These are things that you just keep in the back of your mind. It doesn't need to be complicated, all right? There's that. We probably are going to start pulling back here. You do actually have a fresh bearish divergence over here on the 15-minute RSI now. All right, so that did form on that little pump. Do not be surprised if we pull back here. I know it's going to be too late by the time you guys see this video, but hey, all right, real-time analysis. If you guys do want to come trade with me, I do trade futures and Q every single morning from about 9 a.m. to 12. All right, if I have a big morning, I will probably say I'm walking away for a little bit, and I'm going to come back when things start, you know, pulling back to give me what I want to see. All right, but yeah, if you want to come trade, get all my access to my options alerts as well as trade NQ with me, that link will be down below. All right. But moving on over here to IWM, since I, you know, kind of skipped past it, you do so far have a hammer candlestick off of the break and retest level over here, 222.45. The thing is very likely going to take out 224.94, the high of yesterday's candlestick, come up to 226.64, and then eventually it's going to hit this target I got of 229.84. Where does this level derive from? Right over here. All right, hide that candlestick right there. At the end of the day, all right, you want to see what I posted this on Twitter last night. All right, you have this. Where was it? Oh, just ugly double bottom right here. Okay, so this guy. All right, you got your 6% move. You break above that. Well, you retest it. This thing's probably about to get some wings over here. And it's probably, we're going to see this daily RSI probably do something like this. You're right here. All right, right here, right now. You're coming into your resistance. We've seen what happens. All right, we have amazing news for small caps. Rates just got cut in a big way. Small caps exploded. They are now, you know, digest that move. And oh, what happened? Buyers are continuing to make it explode. All right, this thing's probably going higher. I think it's going to 229.84, but at the end of the day, 244.46. I think all-time high is incoming. I just showed you how this come from here to here. That's like 6.5% right there. You're going to take that. That brings you up to 236. Well, you want to talk about this? You want to talk about the weekly chart? Just had a massive range break over here. Like, it really is just insane looking. All right. And, you know, this whole thing, this is all break and retest. I know it took some time, and I know people, you know, like to doubt when things take time. I understand. Patience is a virtue. Patience is something that is lacking in the market environment. It's a thing that we all have to develop. This is now playing out. This whole thing is now playing out. You take the bottom, you know, not even the top, but right there. You then go like that. Where are you going, guys? 260. You're probably going 250 plus here. You're going all-time highs over here on IWM, whether you like it or not. That's IWM for you. All right. Now, support and resistance wise. Support 222.45, 220.77, 218.29. Resistance 224.94, 226.64, 229.84. And like I said, I do think this literal breakout that we just had right here, it is an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here, breakout as well. All right, slanted neckline. But you also have the ugly double bottom with this being the left, this being the right bottom. And then this being your neckline right there at 220, 245. You just started that move. So I think that move brings you right up here. All right. DIA. Guys, I don't cover DIA a lot. I don't trade the thing myself. I have no desire to. But hey, all right. New highs. Look for it to keep going. I think we're going to be going up to that 430 psych level over here on DIA. All right. VIX. Last thing I want to mention right here, guys. I told you on my, again on Twitter, not over here on, day before FOMC. I had a Twitter post there covering literally like 20 something charts. Guess what? The thing had an uptrend. You were pretty much coiled here. You're going to have an explosion one way or the other. It was pretty much set up to either have a fat, nasty crush and come back down here at 1388 if you could slice underneath that trend line, or this thing was getting ready to rip. All right. It was one or the other. They set you up really freaking well for yesterday's event. That's all I'm saying. All right. And boy, this I will not be trading right before FOMC ever again. Ever again. I'm going to show you how that went for me. I'm going to show you how that went. Oh, we're up. We're up big. Oh, all right. We're out. Okay. And then we start trying to trade this. And then I saw the news. I saw the news, right? Let me go back to that. So this is actually in 1 minute, right? So I know we're on the 2-minute chart, but this is 1 minute. I see the news. I see it start falling. The thing just freaking dies. So I sell for a loss. I'm like minus 900 within a lickety split. Lickety split. And then the thing goes massively in my direction. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? So I will never be trading FOMC announcements again. And I don't want to trade right before either and get chopped up, because yesterday really it did end up pissing me off that I did not experience $4,000 in my favor. Instead, I took $1,000 loss. I was pretty tight about that one. All right. But it is okay. You live in the learn, guys. All right. Live in the learn. All right. So we're going to move on over here to the big boys. All right, guys, FANG stocks. How we looking? Apple, boom, shakalaka. The thing broke out from the fallen wedge we were pointing out, coming right here into the golden pocket. If the thing was bullish. That's why I don't understand. Haters like, oh, he doesn't post when he doesn't get his way. I got my way perfectly. I'm just tired. All right. I get out of work at like 9:30. I don't want to do it. All right. Some days that's how it be. And I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, it is all free content. If you want 100% guaranteed, consistent information from me every single day and the night, link is down below. There's that. I get paid for my time. I put more time into that than the actual job. Way more time. Ridiculously. But yeah, this is all free content, guys. And I will say, there's still not another YouTube channel that does what we do out here, giving this free content. All right. No one can tell me that. A lot of people have hits or missed. Guys, our trade ideas really don't miss on this channel. We got a lot of them. All right. But Apple, guys, the thing is pushing up to this downtrend right here. I think it's probably going to end up breaking it, considering if you just take that for that, you're already above the 0.786 fib. So I think you're going to push up here to 230, and then if you push there, 237.23 is on the table next. All right. Goog, the guys, we called it like it was. We called it when it was hot. Well, we called it when it was a piece of dog crap and nobody wanted, but it was about to be hot. Why? Because you could look back for years and years and years. If you're buying down here, you're going to at least be catching a little like 5% bounce. Okay? You got more than that. All right? We called it right here when you came into that level. All right? You got almost 10% now. This thing got above our fair value gap here on the daily time frame. You are pushing up to 165.03 resistance. You did sell off of that literally this morning. But I will point out, this thing, all right, on the weekly chart, looks like this thing's about to explode. You got above this weekly 9 right here, you're probably coming straight to 178.21. Low of that candlestick, but also you can see on the daily time frame better. All right, it's where you broke down from. It's looking really mint, guys. I think you're coming up here. I think anybody who is buying down here with me, I think you're going to have a good time. I don't like to use the free money, Yeah, I don't like that phrase because, people, I understand. But, when I think about these things, it's pretty much how I see them. Like, if you buy enough time, take your larger position when you see that. It's the FANG stock. Google's not going anywhere. I was using Google, I probably used it like 20 times this morning. Okay? You guys use it all the time. It's not going nowhere. This thing just got a fresh breakout. The thing's going higher. 170.41 above 165.03 and then 178.21 inbound. Support, if it pulls back to the daily 9, all right, bottom of this, previous FVG here, that would probably be an entry. That would probably be right around 160 to 160.50. Amazon, how are we looking? You're right at the 0.786 fib. We told you expect sellers of the golden pocket. What has happened? You've literally just danced around the golden pocket. We avoided all this. I didn't catch all of it, but we at least avoided all this mess. That's okay, guys. At the end of the day, this thing's probably coming up here. 201.20. So, you've already gotten above here. Pullbacks are going to be buying opportunities for the eventual move that goes up here. How I'm thinking this thing probably plays out. We get the pullback on the indices. Maybe. Just maybe. If you don't get no pullback on the indices, this thing could, keep going. I'm going to be completely honest. All right? The thing's a monster. Microsoft is also being a monster. Hit it with that break and retest, and now you have a pretty decent move on the day there. You do have this head and shoulders pattern there, but at the end of the day, all right, the thing is not looking too shabby. You look here on the weekly time frame, it looks like it could literally do exactly what it did right over here. This is this, and you had a very bullish setup going on. We definitely we were screaming and shouting about that one. Even though, guys, it didn't have to hold here. Do you guys remember this is when everything looked terrible? All right. This is literally when we were like, oh, we don't actually know what's going to happen here. This looks like garbage. Okay. But then you came over here to, no, it was QQQ. Like, what do you want me to say about it? The thing came down to the golden pocket and bounced perfectly. So it looked great. Permable or not, guys, we're in a market that wants to go up. And I'll call that when I see it. Well, Microsoft, you're supporting resistance, guys. Resistance is going to be 145.66 if you can take out yesterday's high, which was 441.85. On the downside of support, we're going to have right there 435.73 under there. You're watching this 425.86 to 430.82 demand zone. This is your heavily traded zone, and it's probably where you get buyers stepping in if it tested. Also, daily 9 retest. You already got it yesterday, but if you come back down there, price likes to dance around there. Meta, guys. We called it out a few days ago on the Twitter. I've been, very mindful of this. This thing was probably run back up. We really had to do what you did right here. This was the move. I know I didn't call it out the last 2 days, but this is exactly what we're talking about over the zone. You had to get over the zone. You had to come back and prove that it was demand. You didn't want to see sellers stepping in here and shoving you back under and get a bunch of false breakouts. You wanted to break out. You've now broken out of that cup and handle pattern. And, I'm just going to say, the real measure move would be over here, but we'll even take the light version. All right, the light version of the measure move, we're just going to say is right here. Right there. All right. This thing is coming up to 580. 600 incoming with all likelihood. All right. I'm not saying it happens like, all at once. But this thing is probably going to continue going. Maybe it grinds up like that, like after it did over there. That still went $40 ride over there over the next month. Just about a month. All right, that would be equivalent to us doing, something like that. I think we are still going to be, moving towards 600 in the end. But yeah, this is the measure move that you could be playing right there. Pullbacks are buying opportunities. You pull back into 530, you buy that thing. No financial advice will be shared on this channel. What I will say is I give plenty of trade ideas and my opinions, how things are looking as we go. That's the guys with the fresh breakout. We did say, again, this is one of those setups, it was set up to go either way here. It was coiling into that event. You did end up getting a gap up above 233.09 resistance today, and now you're going, all right? So this thing is probably headed up to 245.63 if I had to take a guess. That is going to be your gap. It's actually right there. All right, so gap at 246.32. And then if you get above 252, guys, expect a move up to 265.13 and then 278.98. Support, 236.83 and then 233.09. If you see a pullback in 233.09, no financial advice, buy that thing. And there you go. All right, so those were the big boys. Now, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about some chip stocks, all right? Fresh breakout. I know you're in the golden pocket. At the end of the day, you're probably coming into this golden pocket, which is up there. All right, 250.85 inbound. It is incoming. And yeah, that is that. Daily RSI is not even close to overbought yet. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, big tech really hasn't ran. I know things are up pretty massively. But, they really haven't ran compared to, most of the other components. You could see SPY is leading the way there. DIA is leading the way there. And then you have QQQ. All right. And then you have SMH, the chips. These things are laggards. They're probably going to play catch up. So keep them on your radar there. Pullbacks are buying opportunities. If you pull back into 235-ish right here, buying opportunity, 235 to 237.50-ish, we'll call it, for that move up to 245.87, and then move up there to 250.85. All right, Nvidia, how we looking, guys? You had this little bull flag setup going on right there. You are now starting to break up from that. You are coming into the golden pocket again, which starts from at 119 and goes all the way up to 124. You know, guys, I'm going to say we have other setups to pay attention to right now. Nvidia is not the cleanest looking one, in my personal opinion. Am I saying it's not going to be ripping faces? No, I'm not. All right, it probably is going to get back up here. But you have some headwinds right here that you got to get over. And like at the end of the day, we have other things that don't have those. We will continuously call them out. All right, but expect sellers here. Resistance is going to be 120.79, then 123.10. Support is 118.04, 115.38, 111.92, which can be seen on the hourly time frame. We're actually going to take that off and we're going to replace it with that one. All right, and we're going to make you a red bar. Da, 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 da. Oh, my mouse speed changed. All right. AVGO. Breakout today. You're going to need to see the daily close above it. But if you can, it's kind of an explosive setup. Like this, what I was saying. You know, Nvidia is like, yeah, it's probably going to be moving up. It has not moved up as much as AVGO. But AVGO is the one with strength, in my personal opinion. All right. You got this fresh breakout. Yesterday, I was like, oh, I guess it wasn't set up to rip. I left the Twitter post. It was like, it's clearly set up to rip. And then it died yesterday. But today, as you could see, we're literally, you know, gapping up above yesterday's high or to yesterday's high. And then, you know, so far we are holding the big 166.85 level that we've been dancing around. You know, get the daily close over this downtrend here, guys. This thing's probably heading up to 172.81, 176.55, and then 185.16. All right, AMD is one I want to keep my eyes on. I was hoping we get a bigger pullback over here into 145. He did not. But I will just say this thing looks like it's going to keep going up to 162.04. All right, that was going to be, if I was going to buy it over here, the target was going to be up here. I still stand behind that. I think it's coming up to 162.04, and I think it might have been a leader in this chip rally that we're about to see. SMCI, all right. This thing is still kind of ugly. You're still just in this giant fallen wedge pattern. I think you're waiting on some sort of catalyst over here. I wouldn't be touching it. All right. I wouldn't be touching it. Those are my thoughts there. TSM gave you that pullback opportunity. You see that arrow, guys? We drew the arrow when it was right here. All right. It was right here. You've now gotten that pullback to that exact level that we drew the arrow to. And now you are getting that exact bounce. All right. What do you have on this pullback and a bounce back up to 175.44? You have an inverse head and shoulders pattern, as you could see outlined right here. The thing is about to rip some faces. I know the golden pocket, the top of it, the 0.786, it's sitting right here at 180.37, 180.40 we'll call it. You're probably not going to stop there. All right. This pattern is probably about to bring you up to new all-time highs. All right. That's $17 away. The, you know, range of this, like $12 we'll call it. Yeah, that's bringing you well above there. And then you pull back there. Expect it to, that pullback to be bought up to all-time highs. This thing's about to rip. All right. Things are looking really juicy. This is on the weekly time frame right here. It really just looks like you're consolidating here and you're getting ready for that big extension style move right here after all of that. Extension off of this first move. All right. Oh, perfect example how you consolidate right there. Except we have a crap ton more. Maybe this is more comparable to what we have. We have weeks consolidation here. All right, so that's TSM, MU, guys. So I'm just going to say you do have this double bottom going on, but out of all the chips, this is the one that has not been participating. So just keep that in mind. You have earnings right around the corner. I could definitely see an earnings pop. I can't say I know what's going to happen here. Like you guys don't know what's going to happen here off earnings. But it definitely does have a setup to rip. It probably, if it is going to do it, probably makes a move off of earnings. ARM, guys, how we looking, guys? We got the pullback right to our level. Well, not exactly to the level, but we almost hit 135.41. Either way, you came up to the top of over here and you started to get buyers. That was your break and retest entry. This arrow right here, guys, if you took out this high right here, 145, and then pull back, you knew that pullback was going to be buying opportunity. It was just pulling back to the 9. That is exactly what we were seeing. All right, I do think this is going to continue higher up to 152.55. After the move that we are seeing right there after this. QCOM, all right. Put that back on there. Broke above the 0.786 fib, which means it's probably coming up here to that high right there at 176.36. So that's $3 above current price right now. What I want to point out is that you definitely do have this base building out here. And if you can really break above 174.64 and you get that daily close, you know what? We're not going to call it that. If you could break above 176.36 and get your daily close above there, I'm going to say we're probably moving all the way up here to 193.84. This thing could definitely go for rides. It has periods of consolidation down here where it bases. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. It's just basing. I thought this was the little base before it launched up. No, that did not prove to be the case. We pulled back into the golden pocket, and then we consolidated around that trend line. And now we broke that downtrend. Now it's moving and grooving. On the weekly chart, you can see it's getting ready to turn around. You're consolidating right underneath the 9 EMA, guys. This thing likes it. A lot of these tickers, all right? They like to consolidate here. And then once they get over, they have that explosive move. It's on the weekly time frame, all right? The same thing is over here. I just showed you on Google. On the weekly, it's consolidating, getting ready for a big move. I could see it. All right, you could see it. I could see it. We all see it. All right, it's the same exact, same scenario over here on QCOM. So that's what I'm watching for. Now we're going to talk about some Bitcoin, guys, because Bitcoin ain't looking bad at all. You got above the 0.786 fib right here. That tells us we're probably taking out this high right here. I'm going to actually I'm going to redo all of my Bitcoin, my chart right here. Yes, we broke out the downtrend. We know we broke over there. We know. You know what? Remove 13 drawings, all right? You want to see how we chart? You're going to take this high. You're going to take that. You're going to take the clear as day right there. All right? You found sellers right there. What does that tell you? We're going to move over here. Okay? We're going to be moving over here. You got over that one. The fact that you got over here tells you you're probably getting up here. You break above here, you're probably coming to here. All right? At the end of the day, this thing does have this. On this push, you're going to test this. That is something that I am going to be paying attention to. And if you, literally do a parallel one, now how does that look, ladies and gents? You see what I see? Because this is why I just wanted to delete all of my drawings here and get like this, big picture view. It looks phenomenal. And I was trying to show you right over here how we're going to, go about it. We're walking around this thing in the short term. You broke above here. It tells us we're going up here. All right. Get this whole thing right over there. You push up to that level, you're going to be testing the top of this golden pocket again. From that whole decline right here, you're probably going to break it. You're probably not going to come up and double top. And here's the scenario for you. You push up here, you pull back, and what do you have now? All right. Actually, I mean, you could do that, and you're going to have a cup and handle pattern. I was going to say inverse head and shoulder, but this low came over here. We do have that double bottom. This is going to be the neckline, 65,103. That's your neckline. You break above 65,103. You're breaking that trend line. You're making a new all-time high. All right. With all likelihood, you're coming up here, 63,679. So that's Bitcoin. Now let's chart accordingly over here on the Bitcoin stocks. All right. Coin just saw its breakout over here. I don't know how I feel about this because I literally changed it back from log scale to the normal one. All right, but MSTR is looking mighty sexy, guys. This thing, I talked about it, likes its downtrends. Maybe it consolidates a little, but at the end of the day, we're probably going to see a big move come out of this. 150 to 160 is incoming. Mara, how are we looking? Also just consolidating after that, breaking that downtrend. It's not looking as good as MSTR, but it is not looking too shabby, in my personal opinion. If Bitcoin does decide to start pushing, this thing is going to, it's going to start going. All right. And the high we're going to be paying attention to now is going to be 1672. Get above 1672. 1873 is likely incoming. And yeah. All right. You got golden pocket, but if you get the breakout there, you're probably not going to consolidate in the golden pocket. You probably just come straight up there. TSLA, how you looking there, guys? You're still just rejecting this downtrend. All right. In the daily 9. So I'm not going to call it good looking right there. But it's getting to that point where it's probably about a break. So, that's something for you to look forward to. Now we're going to talk about just some things that I'm seeing. All right. These are just some tickers that I am paying attention to. We got Upstart over here with this IWM move. They did have an offering the other day, but as you can see, it got bought up. All right. It literally got bought up, and now we made a new high. All right. So this was on the focus list, and you haven't even started that move. I didn't see the offering coming, but I am definitely going to say, yeah, we're probably coming up to this high at 45.71. If you look on the weekly chart, This is massive. All right, this is massive. This was a big breakout you had going on right here. You're consolidating after breaking out. That puts in a cup and handle pattern. It's probably coming up here. All right, don't quote me on that, but yeah, it's probably going up there. All right, next one we're going to talk about PLTR, guys. This thing continues making new highs. All right, continue making new highs. I am bullish on this pullback if it does decide to pull back to 33.13. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think that's going to happen. All right, next one we're going to point out here, Target. Target is getting the move that we talked about in the weekly update. Literally the exact thing. All right, we had a weekly hammer and a daily hammer get put off of that level here last week. This is looking amazing. This is also one on the focus list, and it is looking mighty fine. All right, guys, last one that I am going to point out is Netflix. All right, this is also one we pointed out in the weekly update. And this is one that, you know, whether you want to look at this as like an inverse head and shoulders kind of pattern right there with, you know, right there, right there, right there. All right. Or if you just want to look at this as a giant cup and handle pattern, however you want to look at it, it's literally about a breakout right here. Get above there. All right. And yeah, that thing's about to make another extension move up. Okay. Just like literally exactly right here. You got above that high, you consolidated, and then you pushed up. I think this is literally consolidation before you push up for next leg. All right, so that's really what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to make it very obvious where we're going from here. I know it was a 36-minute video, but I want to talk about things now that the market has digested the data that I got yesterday. And like we were talking in the beginning of the video, guys, do not expect much more upside. Do not. Now the Qs are only up 2.47%, whereas when we were talking, when I said that, things are up to 2.8%, 2.9%. Now we're pulling back. Expect like, you know, it's a big gap up. Just don't expect a lot more upside. Tomorrow's a new day. My opinion. All right. No trading is definitely a position. That is a thing to do. And, you know, I wish I didn't do that around FOMC yesterday. I wish I decided not to trade. But, you know, at the end of the day, lesson learned. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Please go check out the Twitter. I mean, it's not, I mean, for me, like, you know, go show support by coming over to the Twitter. But I mean, 110%, you're going to find more free content over there that is definitely valuable. And, you know, that's free money for you as we go. All right, guys, with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of their day and peace.